everyone, I'm back. I'm Leanne. If you don't know me, if you do know me and you're back, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Today we're gonna talk about some favorites. I have a makeup favorites, hair favorite, a mouth favorite, like a dental thing. That's new for my channel, but it's interesting. And a bunch of podcasts as always. I wanted to throw in TV, but I felt like it would be too long. Next time I will talk about TV with you, or like in the yearly favorites, I will talk about TV. Does that work for you? Let me know down below. Also, Spotify playlist. I will put a link to a new Spotify playlist. If you want to listen to what I've been listening to lately, I don't know. Maybe you do. It'll be in the description, as well as like links to everything. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you'd like to. If you would not like to do that, that's okay, but I'm judging you. By my calculations, this video should be going out on Halloween. To everyone that's watching on the day I upload this, I love you. I feel like we have a special connection. Everyone else, again, that's all I have to say to you. So let's talk about the favorites. Where do we begin? Okay, first up, an eyeshadow palette. A few videos ago, I bought a bunch of makeup. It was weird. I went crazy. A bunch of eyeshadow palettes even. And I've been pretty boring when it comes to eyeshadow. I like something quick, straightforward, no fuss. You know what I mean. You've seen my eyes before, hopefully. I told you guys that I would come back to you and let you know which palette I was gravitating to the most out of that whole haul. And this is the one. It's the e.l.f. Mad for Matte Summer Breeze palette. It is $10. It has no mirror, and that is probably the biggest fault with this palette. Overall, I love it. I've reached for it so many times, and it hasn't really been like a conscious thing because honestly, like I said, I haven't been really like consciously doing like eye looks lately. So if you're like me, if you like just some really good matte neutrals, we've got a little bit of a purple here, some little pink tones in here. We've got a really good matte black. It's not like a Viseart matte black or anything, but it's a good one. It works for me. I do my little wing. Is this a super exciting palette? No, but does it do the job every day? Is it an all-in-one palette? For me, yes. I love that it's $10. It's accessible for most people, and I love that. Yes, I do wish it had a mirror, just a small one. That would probably bump up the price, so whatever, I will forgive you. I love this one. Okay, before I move on, I feel like I have to say, I'm trying to move a little bit fast because it is just dreadfully dark outside, and I feel like it's gonna start raining any second. The sun has just been missing from my life recently, and it's really sad. Mostly because I can't record. Also, it just makes me feel sad inside. I don't like it. Like, I just want the summer back. I don't know, maybe this like dark, spooky vibe is good for Halloween. I mean, maybe you're watching on Friday and that's just not what you're looking for in your life right now, but that's just what I have to offer. I am sorry. I will do better next time if the weather allows. Next, I have another palette to tell you about. This one is on the other end of the price spectrum. It's the Hourglass Holiday 2019 palette. It's the Ambient Lighting Edit in Ghost. I've seen these palettes before. You might have seen these palettes before. It's just a collection of their powders in miniature size with a nice mirror. I really love the packaging. They did like a translucent plastic with a really, really smudgeable front, almost mirrored face. It's pretty if you don't touch it. That's beside the point. The packaging is nice. Of course it is. It's Hourglass. I just really like this because it's like a little sampler platter of a bunch of their powders, and like I said, it's a high-end brand. Maybe you don't want to splurge and get the full size highlight or blush or bronzer, and you want to just try just a little bit. Maybe that's you, or maybe it's a giftable item. I feel like this is a wonderful, wonderful gift. Personally, I'm already like well into thinking about Christmas gifts. I already bought the first Christmas gift of the year. I know, judge me. But I do think this would be a really great giftable item because like maybe your mom, your sister, your friend, they like makeup, but you're not exactly sure what shade of something or whatever. I feel like these are kind of universal. Not totally universal, but obviously you can see whether this is gonna work for your mom, sister, friend. I felt like I needed to mention it because I think it's really pretty. Okay, next up, a highlight, a new-ish highlight. I've been using it for a while. It's the Benefit Cookie Highlight. It comes in their little box blush format. We have a little blush. We have a little brush that comes inside. I don't really use that one. I don't know why I keep it in there. It's just like a little annoyance trap that I set for myself every single day. I don't know why. I am my own worst enemy. I'm officially throwing that away because I don't use that as my brush, but you totally could because I actually do kind of like these brushes. Maybe I shouldn't throw it away. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, this blush is really, really nice. It came out with another one that is more of a pink tone. And usually I really, really love pink tone highlights and that one is fine, but I definitely love Cookie a lot better. It is more of like a champagne. I have it on here, but the lighting is so spooky in here. You probably can't even really see it. Maybe I can do a little bounce. Does not help. But this is just a really, really beautiful highlight. If you've been looking for a new one, I love it. I've been using it a lot. And next, I have a blush. So lots of blush and highlight in this favorites review. This one is from ColourPop. It's a Super Shock Cheek and the color is No Vacancy. I will say this color, probably not for everybody, but I love it. And I've been really, really loving the girls on Instagram that have like tons of blush on. And it's like blush here, blush here, blush here, blush here. I love it. And I kind of like creep up to that some days. Today, I probably washed out because of the sun or lack of sun or spookiness. I don't know how lighting works. Let me put on a little bit more so you can definitely see it. It's kind of like a neon pinky orange. Some would say coral. I just really, really like it. I like it on the nose. I like it on my cheeks. Maybe you think this is more of like a summer color. I don't think that applies. The whole summer fall thing does not apply to blush in my heart, in my mind, and my soul. This one is very bright and borderline neon, so maybe it's not for everyone, but I've just been really loving it. And even if this color is not for you, one of the things I like most about it is, of course, the price is very good, but also the wear time. I feel like this blush stays on for life. Maybe it's because I'm applying so much, maybe it's the foundation beneath it, but I've just been really impressed with how this blush stays on. Like much later in the day when I'm like not even thinking about my makeup, I'll like go to the bathroom, see myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I see you blush, I love you. And I don't so much attribute that to the color, but the formula. So I would say this formula is definitely worth a try if you're looking for a new blush, even if you don't like this No Vacancy, like crazy neon color. Hopefully you can really see it. I tried to like pile it on. Should I pile it on more? Probably. I'm gonna look crazy for the rest of the video, just for you. Next up, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Corrector that I also got in that haul that I did a few weeks ago. I really like this. I was a little iffy on the price. I think it's around like $32, which is a lot for this amount of product and this beautiful little packaging. It looks like a little like rose gold, golden like pebble in your hand. It's gorgeous. It's sleek. I love the packaging, of course, but this is not a lot of product. This is a really, really tiny mirror. I really like this. I've been using it since I got it. I have it on here. I have very, very veiny under eyes, and they can also just get really dark and zombie-like down there. Just like if I don't get enough sleep, if I eat something weird at the end of the night, like it's just, my face is just very sensitive. And I like to deal with it with peachy toned correctors. I've been through a lot of them. I'm pretty sure this is one of the most expensive peachy tone correctors I've ever used. I actually don't know the official name of this, but I do have it in color medium. I also got it in the light color. That one also works, and I am keeping it. I thought about taking it back because I like this one more, but that one works for me more when I'm not wearing foundation, when I'm not doing like a full makeup day and I just want to like cancel out some of those veins and that darkness. And it's been good to me. I've really been enjoying it. If you're like me, if you've been desperate for something to fix the zombie under eyes, this one might be it. Just saying. Okay, so that's actually everything for the makeup favorites. I forgot to say, I also have a footwear favorite. And while we're on that topic, I might as well just show you because I'm actually wearing them right now. I should probably take them off to show you, but look. I got new slippers. They're from Target and they are so comfy. I showed them on my vlog channel because I got them during the weekend while I was vlogging. It says the brand is Deluxe by Deerforms, and the moment I saw them, I was just in the zone. I was like, I have to have these. I definitely got this size above what I should have gotten. These are huge. They swim on me as I run up the stairs. They want to fall off, but they don't. But I don't even care. They are so comfortable. I had ones that looked like these, kind of like the boot style from Target years ago, and they lasted for years. They were like all different colors and crazy, but eventually they just got like too dirty on the bottom, and I was just like, we gotta break up. I gotta let you go. And I did that. And there's just been a very sad hole in my heart ever since, especially in this house, because it gets so cold in this house and my feet get cold and I just needed these. And the moment I saw them, we locked eyes. I knew I had to have them. I just love them. I've been wearing them like 24/7 since I got them. They're just from Target. I'll put a link down below. I think they're like just under $20, I believe. Not bad at all. But since then, I've looked online at their slipper selection. I don't even know why I looked when I had already found my slipper soulmates, but they have some other ones that are like gray with like fur on the outside. I wish I had seen those first, because boots with the fur, it's the song of my soul. Like I feel like I also need those, but I'm trying to hold that impulse back. Let's move on. Next up, a hair product. This is the Dry Bar Sparkling Soda Shine Mist. So I went through a shine mist phase years ago. There's like a bedhead one that I really, really loved, but I just like quit buying it. I guess I just didn't feel like I needed it. Lately, I've been feeling like I want a shine spray. I got this one and I've really, really been liking it. And I feel like I've been getting more comments from you guys about my hair, saying that my hair looks good since I got this. And at first I didn't totally put it together. I thought it was like my like curling wand skills were getting better or something. But now I'm thinking it's this shine mist. You really don't need much at all. I really only use it on like the length of my hair down here. And it's just so nice. I don't know if you'll be able to like see a difference on camera, like perceptibly, if I do it like this. I don't use much, and I did already put it in, so I'm trying to be conservative about it, but I want you to see. It really adds shine. I just like, oh, it got in my throat. It smells good too. Even if you're breathing it in and getting choked, it smells really good. It just adds shine and doesn't make it feel greasy or weighed down or anything like that. I've just been really loving this, and I feel like it's gonna last me forever because I hardly use any, and I don't usually use it on like my first day. I usually use it down the line when my hair's feeling like a little bit more dry and I need to take a shower and blah, blah, blah. This freshens it up and it's so nice. So like dry shampoo on the roots, shine spray down here. That's my formula, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. I told you guys that I had a dental favorite, and I wasn't joking somehow. This is the Smart Mouth Clinical, there's so many names on here. I think it's called the, I don't even know, Activated Oral Rinse. So it's a 24-hour bad breath prevention mouthwash. I never tried this. I had seen it in the drugstore a little bit, and one day I was just like, hey, let's go wild, let's get it. I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know where this originated in my life, probably in my childhood at some point, but like I dread the thought of me having bad breath. I chew gum a lot. I brush my teeth a lot. I mean, everyone does, but like I hate feeling like I might have bad breath. I hate thinking that maybe I've talked to someone and I've had bad breath. Like it's just, I mean, nobody wants bad breath, of course, but I feel like I have like an extra layer of dread on top of what the normal person feels about it. And I decided to try this, and it is so strange. There's like a double opening spout here. You get a little cup and you pour it out. It's empty right now. I need to get another one because obviously it's my favorite. I really like it. You pour it into the little cup they give you, and 2 different liquids come out, and like the mixing together is the thing that does the magic. Like it cannot live in just one thing. You cannot travel with this because it closes, but it doesn't like snap close. This is an at-home thing. Like you get it, it's at home, it's open, it doesn't go anywhere. Yes, that's annoying, but I love what this product does. So the thing that I like to do the most is to use this after I brush my teeth at night before I go to bed. Because in the morning, like you still have like a little bit of like bad breath or like a little bit of a weird like morning breath taste in your mouth, but it's way, way less, like weirdly less. Like I'm a little concerned about this product. I haven't looked into it because I just want to keep using it because I kind of feel like this is defying like the laws of nature. Like this is so good, it just can't be true. I'm just going to tell you, if you hate bad breath, if you feel like you have a real bad breath in the morning, which I do, like when I wear my retainer, I feel like it just gives me such bad morning breath and such a weird taste in my mouth. It's just like, this helps so much. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I found it at CVS, maybe Walgreens. I'm sure they have it on Amazon too. Okay, let's talk about podcasts. I have a few to recommend, as I always do. The first one I'm going to talk about is not true crime, which is very unusual to me, but it is something that I really, really love. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, if you've been following me for a long time, you guys know how I feel about Dolly Parton. I love Dolly Parton. Who does not love Dolly Parton? If you do not love Dolly Parton, let me know in the comments so I can block you. Not really, but maybe. So the podcast is called Dolly Parton's America. It's from WNYC. The host is Jad Abumrad. I've heard his name 100,000 times in my ears when I'm listening to podcasts, but I've never actually said it out loud. Obviously, it didn't go very smoothly, but I love his voice. He also does Radio Lab, which is another really amazing, very well-known podcast that everyone should be listening to, but he does this one and I love it. It like completes it for me. So obviously it's about Dolly Parton, and it's basically just like a deep dive into Dolly Parton, talking about her whole history, her career, everything she's been through, her songs, her music, her evolution as a performer, as a woman, and her effect on people. So like talking to like super fans, talking to people that have been affected by her music and inspired, and you know, things that they've gone through. My description of this podcast sounds very silly, but it's so much more than that. And she's just an inspiration to so many people. And I feel like she has such a good outlook on life, and like just so many like little one-liners. It like reminds me of my grandpa, because he had so many little like one-liners, like little like words to live by that you'd like want to like put on a pillow. Like she's that kind of person to me, and I love that. And I just feel like she's so true to herself. She's so open, and even throughout her career when she was just the butt of the joke so much, it's like disgusting to like go back and hear some of those like interviews, some of those questions that people asked her along the way, and she just rolls with the punches, and she's really evolved over time and only grown. Like all the criticism, all the jokes, none of it ever pushed her back and never brought her down. I mean, it probably really did bring her down, but she didn't show that, and she always pushed forward, and she always changed with the times, and she's always been successful. And I'll also say I did get stuff for a Dolly Parton Halloween costume. I even considered getting dressed up for this video and wearing my Dolly Parton costume, but then I decided not to. I'm kind of regretting that now because I just totally gushed about Dolly Parton. Would that be weird? Like a second-rate Dolly Parton trying to like tell you about how good this Dolly Parton podcast is? I don't know. Anyway, it's gonna be 9 episodes total. I think there's only been like 2 or 3 out as I'm recording this. It's just good. Just listen to it. Okay, let's move on to the true crime podcast, because we all knew that was coming. 2 that I'll talk about just briefly: Broken, Jeffrey Epstein, and the mysterious Mr. Epstein. They're basically about the same thing, Jeffrey Epstein. It kind of feels like old news at this point, but I do think it's like a valuable story to look into. News moves on so fast, and there's just so much more to learn about this. I tried to pick between these 2 to tell you like what my actual favorite was, but I haven't stopped listening to both of them, which is weird because it's basically the same material. It's the same life that they're covering, but they're talking to different people and they're going through different angles, and it's just really interesting. I do feel like this is like a valuable story to look at. I feel like it is something that we all need to look at and learn from. It's wealthy people, it's corruption, it's like, how did this happen? That's just my take. Okay, moving on, because I feel like you guys pretty much know Jeffrey Epstein, like you know what that's about. Okay, next up, one that I feel like probably most of you that like true crime podcasts, you probably already listened to it or you've been listening to it, is Culpable. I don't even really feel like I need to recommend it. It did take me a while to get on the Culpable train. I started listening to it right when it came out. And then like that first episode, it just didn't hook me. It was just very slow to me. And for some reason, I just didn't get into it. But once I did, and I just kind of like stuck with like the second, third episode, I was hooked. Okay, so briefly, if you haven't listened to it, Culpable is about a man that died. And the police said it was a suicide, but the family, the friends, really everyone that really started looking at this case did not believe that that's what it was. They believed it was a murder. There's so many things that don't add up. And what I really, really loved about this podcast that just took it to another level for me is that not only did they tell the whole story of everything that happened and really like dug into all that, they sent a whole team of people out to go and pursue interviews with the people that were surrounding that whole situation, like his friends, his ex-girlfriend, and like people that they couldn't just like call up and talk to, like people that did not want to talk to them. They like tracked tracked them down. That sounds kind of creepy when I just said it, but it's something that a lot of times in these podcasts is missing. Like we talk about the whole story, but they're not actually like really like getting out there and like showing up at somebody's tanning salon, you know? That was just like something that took it to another level for me. And if you haven't listened to it, I think it's worth it for sure. My mom even likes it. She brought it up. She was like, have you been listening to Culpable? And I was like, you know what? I have. Okay, and the last one I have to talk to you about is one that I just started. So I'm a little bit hesitant to put it on my favorites list, but I've really been enjoying it. And if you listen to Dr. Death, you might also enjoy this one. Dr. Death was like months and months ago. I feel like the whole world listened to it. That one was a good one, and it was like gruesome. This one is a little less gruesome, but it is kind of like in the medical region of things. It's called Bad Batch. It's hosted by the same woman that did Dr. Death, and it definitely has that same feeling, but like I said, it's not as grotesque. Like I don't have the same like sick feeling listening to it, which in my opinion is a good thing, even though Dr. Death was a really, really good podcast. But this one is looking at some people that got sick from stem cells. And basically it was just like they were sold this miracle cure and it turned out to like almost kill them. So she's just looking at this like what went wrong. She's looking at the source company, the guy behind the source company, and there's a lot of dirt there so far. It's a 6-part series. I've listened to the first 3 so far, and it's been really interesting. Okay, and I actually also wrote on my list, the one I want to start next that I haven't started yet is Murder in Oregon. Have you been listening to that podcast? I think there's only like 1 episode out so far. I'm going to listen to it. We'll see what happens. So that's the next one on my list. Are there any that you'd like to recommend to me? Let me know in the comments. I always love getting recommendations from you guys. I've added so many to my list from your recommendations that I still haven't even listened to. Like it's a never-ending thing, and I never get sick of it somehow. All right, so that's everything. It is getting even darker and even spookier in here. I hope you're having an amazing Halloween or whatever day you're watching this. Subscribe to my channel. I'll put a list of all the products, podcast everything in the description if you want to look at that. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You can also find me on social media. It's LeighAnnSays everywhere. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone. What are you even called, though? Luna Bean, you got him. I don't know. How do I even say this? A situation that occurred. It looks filthy. Let me pretend that I'm not filthy. Didn't work.